All right. I am recording, but I think it's just getting audio, so that's okay. It'll live. You can do whatever you like. Yeah, just in case. Just in case. All right. Okay. I don't know. Is everyone ready to continue on and yeah, see how far this one goes? Okay. All right. So, quick recap. I know it's been a hot minute since we got together and had a session. Um, as we were kind of beginning the ascent up Ice Spire, and things were getting pretty interesting. I quite liked that. It's one of those cool DM things when you plan a bunch of stuff, but then there's a new and interesting way to take on a task, and it just completely does away with all of that. But that's fine. That's all good. Um, as we've ascended, the lovely shiny object in the distance definitely captured everyone's attention, and everyone was very much interested to go and check out this evil little cavern, which turned out quite nice. It was very interesting. But as you have kind of continued on, gone deeper, and found the kind of treasure in the middle of that little encounter, you got out of there. Things were looking pretty good, but lo and behold, a little bit of something happened once we got out. Uh, Curiosity got the better of Kaylin, and she unbeknownstly opened up a deck of many things and managed to pull the Donjon card, which meant that she was whisked away to another plane of existence and is basically stuck there until further notice. It could be a little while, it could be a long while. It is quite difficult to find where she's gone, but it's kind of just another rescue mission that's waiting to happen. It's like, yeah, we lost the cat, we lost the little half drow. What are we going to do next? But as we continue on, so basically, out of the cavern, you did have a very large worm, and for those playing at home, the worm wasn't the kind of worm that you'd usually pop up against. This was actually based on a thing called a massacre worm, which is an evil son of a bitch that I believe comes from Magic the Gathering. But a very interesting idea, and who knows, we might meet with that further down the track. But to kind of bring us back to where we are right now, Nesna taking the time to create Leomund's tiny hut, giving everyone a chance to kind of get inside. And that's where everything kind of unfolded with Kaelin. So as we stand at the moment, the tiny hut has fallen silent, and though it's tight and cramped for space, there's an empty spot where Kaelin sat. Her belongings now bundled up and stashed into Lara's bag of holding. The deck of many things now hastily stuffed deep into one of Sterling's pockets, or possibly, stacked under multiple things and Sterling lying on top of it. So after obviously curiosity capturing her inquisitive nature, um, after that blinding golden flash spiriting her away, no one knows where. Some of those that might have more of an arcane background might have heard of that card and some of the kind of ways that it works, some of the mechanics of the way that it works. But for now, a long rest has passed. It's been quiet, some troubled minds, but rest comes demandingly, as many are very spent and very tired after delving into that ominous cavern. As you're resting, though, I'm gonna get Lara to make me a wisdom saving roll. Oh dear. So as Lara has settled into her rest, she's still tending a very severe injury. Well, what would seem to be severe, but oddly her eye is still intact, yet a different color and somewhat discerning. And as she drifts, you note that she has a very fitful rest. She whimpers, calls out, tosses and turns. Whilst everyone gets a long rest, Lara does not get the same benefits from the long rest, as the nightmares that are now plaguing her do not allow her to capture it this time round. But outside, the wind is whistling outside the hut, and a drift of snow is beginning to pile up at the entry of the hut. And peering out, the sky is beginning to darken with grey clouds that hover around the mountainside. I'm going to hand it over to you guys, and let's see what you'd like to do next. Yes, correct, and it'll be very nice. At this point, Thermand as well, who's not here, and will be NPC'd, but is still your faithful guide. He manages to he will step outside the tiny hut and kind of tromp his way through a great deal of fresh snow crunching deeply underfoot, and his movement is the movement is generally slowed for everyone as each step is plunging everyone shin deep in fresh fallen powder. But Thurmand is now back on the trail. He knows the way. This is his land. This is his domain. He's able to point out the next climb, and it's approximately a 200-foot straight up unyielding cliff face that is pocketed with sharp dark rocks and slippery now snow-caked ledges. At roughly every 50 feet, there is an interval where Therman is pointing out any potential rest areas for climbing, but he also looks over his shoulder towards the caller, um, somewhat expectantly. Without knowing how to do Therman's voice properly, but that trick that you did before, the things that flew, I'm not sure what they were, but maybe we could try that again. That's what they were called? So pointing up, eyeballing it, it looks like it's about 200 feet of a climb, and it looks like a pretty gnarly one. Every 50 feet, there looks like there's a spot where you could probably recollect or gather yourselves, but it's not a nice climb, that's for sure. And the weather's beginning to turn as well. 200 in total. Fair enough. To facilitate that, because it is kind of outside of your wheelhouse for the usual kind of entities that you're able to call on, just give me a general charisma, or with your some sort of attribute that has your charisma modifier that is to its advantage. So roll as with maximal effect. Sure. Intimidate the summon to go in the direction that you want it. Yep. Just swearing at the runes that you're carving into the ground. Oh shit! Oh no! It's fate is not being kind after being inside the confines of that area, that dungeon, that cavern, and you felt an inability to call on on the usual forces that be to be able to bring them forward. It's not that you can't summon, it's just you don't have the ability to reach beyond your means at the moment. Um, I would say within another couple of, let's call it 3 hours from now, I'll let you try again. Whether or not you want to start climbing or wait longer, the trade off being weather may get worse, or do you start trying to climb, or try utilize one of the summons that you do have access to within the confines of your abilities at the moment. They've got a damn good climbing speed. Absolutely. He is of Zimoon, I do believe, so he would definitely have the ability to do some funky stuff with his shifting. Just a giant ape will do it. Yep. Ooh, the Dybbuk. Oh, Jesus. Okay, that'll do it. All right, is that the way you wanna take it? Excellent. All right, feel free to mark that off and going through the incantation and bringing the Dybbuk forward. Um, have you got its stats up and running there as well? I think I'm onto it. Oh no, it said I failed my search. Ah, there it is. Excellent. So with its ability to fly and get up there, look, I don't think it's going to have too much of an issue, but just give me a general, look, Dex seems to be its favored attribute. Give it a roll. Let's just make sure it's not basically another natural one. It hover's going to be fine. The wind is starting to pick up, so this is just to see if it's able to stay the course. No problem. Okay, so he doesn't have to kind of go ahead and create the opening for you. It's just basically one door here, one door there. Okay, easy done. Ooh. Yikes. Pretty much. So with that, it's just a series of quick jumps. First the caller and the debulk just kind of instantly bamfing and then appearing up on the plateau that's at the top of the next climb. And then again, it bamfs down and brings Phil up next, and then bringing Lara, Sterling, Thermand, and Nesna as well, each kind of bamfing up one turn at a time, which makes things a little bit more interesting, which is all good. So managing to get past that climb, but at the top of that next section, there's another snowy clearing. And the snow is starting to fall more densely, and the cold is beginning to bite a little bit more now. But everyone is wearing cold weather gear, so everyone is well and truly protected against any negative effects of that. The surrounding fog of the clouds is becoming thicker, and the wind is coming more in squalls and rocking each of you mildly as it begins to blow through. Through the fog of what you would imagine is now cloud cover, you can see a rope bridge that is trailing off into a dense mass of clouds. It looks like an uninviting pathway into the heavens. I'm going to move you guys over to the next map. Just got to copy all of our tokens and then head over here. This is a preliminary attempt at me trying to build a map. So we'll see how this goes. Scrolling in. Me too. It does a bit. Okay, so that looks like it's loaded. I'll wait just to see if everyone's coming up. So you can see in front, and Thermand kind of walks through relatively confident, but very cautiously. You can see precariously dangling in front, between the stretch of the kind of rock face that's come to an end and off into the cloud cover, is literally just a rickety rope bridge. You can see that the ropes are thick and knotted for handholds, but they're also frosted over, which makes them quite slippery. It's hard to tell what the actual length is, so using Dimension Door here could be a gamble. You'd have to guess on the distance that you would want to try and transition over. The visibility is very poor, and this is all cloud cover that's in play. How do you guys want to try and approach this one? What's your chain of thought in trying to tackle this one? Pedro unfortunately was left behind. He didn't have the nimbleness to kind of get off that central platform. So he's probably been consumed by something very large and angry. That he did. Yep, so this is more so. Aha. Very good. So think of this as not so much vertical, this is more horizontal. So you're kind of traversing across a bridge, over a chasm. Yes, that's right. I've just stopped the fog kind of a fog. Yeah. Oh, good. That's all right. It's like this is a wall of darkness. Mm. Ooh, nice. I think I had something for him. Bear with me for just a sec. I'll grab something, anything. No, not that one. How about... Damn it. So now everything's moving slowly. Hell, that'll do. Um, Grab and allow the caller to move it around. It's one of our previous Dead Drow friends, but we'll just use that as an idea for the imp. So, how would you like to send the imp forward? Maybe kind of send it scuttling across the bridge, or start kind of flying across to kind of not be in touch with the bridge. Excellent. Okay. Okay. So the debulk still kind of hovering around. Oh, God damn it. Now this thing's being a pain in the butt. Stop it. Bad mouse. Okay. So I'm just going to start revealing some stuff piece by piece because my mouse is being a jerk. So as it's kind of fluttering and making its way over, um, you see just more and more kind of cloud cover. There's nothing kind of different or strange or unique or odd about it. But as it's making its way over, you do hear, and it's very easy for all of you to pick up on this. Um, where is it gone? In the echoing chasm, you can hear basically a shrill caw pierce through the air, almost like an eagle or a bird of prey of some description, but it definitely sounds large. But as you continue on, you can see that from side to side, you're able to kind of eye the other side of the bridge all the way through the cloud cover, and I believe it spans all of about, oh, is it 200? I think it's like 240 feet. So look, it's well within the range of Dimension Door. So if you wish, you can absolutely use the Dibbolc to basically just bamf on through to the other side again. What do you think? Is that the way forward? Done. So being able to so being able to reach across with the senses of the imp to easily get a mind's eye of where you're going. If anything, the imp just kind of resting at the other side of the bridge and being the point guy or the point demon, so to say. Um, and the Debulk just pulling through the caller to start off with. instantly bamfing and dimension dooring across without issue. If anything, a very stealthy and a very efficient way of getting across. And then it follows suit. It just kind of bamps back, grabs Thermand, bamps back again, and goes back and forth until everyone is now over on the other side of the rather rickety looking bridge. Always nice. So he's not crawling the hell out of it. So bamfed over. It's a pretty easy way to get over, and it's keeping everyone in good stead, which is nice. So on the other side of the rope bridge, the cloud cover is obscuring still. Everyone's vision is still heavily obscured. Even having dark vision or any other kind of vision to look through, it's not that you're looking through darkness, it's just thick cloud and fog that's stopping you from being able to see forward. You note here as well, as you're walking, you're beginning to make more of an ascent, and breathing is becoming more of a challenge. So everyone but Thermand, take a point of exhaustion for me, as we're now at an altitude where, unless you're mountain born, this is starting to take a bit of a toll. Ah, nice. Let's make it a con roll, and let's say basically 10 up, he's fine, but anything 10 below, then he'll pick up an exhaustion. I think con save. Oh yeah, he's fine. So his militant background is more than enough to keep him humping strong. He's gone through this kind of stuff before. Not quite exactly like this, but a lot of training and a lot of hardship has made him kind of a little bit more resilient to this. So he's in fine stead with pushing up here. He's okay. Excellent. So although it's still obscuring, you can feel loose rocks beginning to rattle at your feet. They're kind of pattering and clinking as your focus is, well, except for Thermand and Sterling, is beginning to wane. It's hard with that kind of exhaustion starting to kind of tug at you. And Thermand also warns everyone to watch their footing here. As a more somber slog begins to kick in, the altitude obviously starting to take its toll. Um, as the cloud cover thickens and becomes harder to see, and the patter of rocks begins to give a sense of danger of being able to slip and tumble towards the mountain, you do have that sensation of heading upwards on an increasingly steep angle. And as Thermand is walking, he seems pretty confident with his footing, although he is taking his time. Can I get, unless you want to send the imp forward, I'm just generally get everyone to roll perception just to keep an eye on the ground in front of you. Yes, yep. This is more of an average just to see how everyone's faring with the footing here. Oh, that's bringing it up. Oh, that's right. Oh, bugger, 7. Perception, yes. Hmm. What's the ones? Where is the? Oh, he's down there. Okay. Roll 1d20. Okay, so that's a 14 plus whatever Therman's. Oh, wow. Okay. So look, Thermand rolls significantly well. That's a 14 plus 8, so he's doing fantastic. Managing to kind of take the lead and keep everyone well in line. Look, in general, everyone's starting to lag and starting to lose perception and lose a bit of footing. The caller, I'm going to say, is absolutely fine because the imp is kind of helping keep her well and truly on target, which is nice. But whoa, that's not what I wanted to go to. So as that exhaustion begins tugging at some of the party's focus, and your eyes begin to glaze over in the thick fog, you all suddenly break through the cloud and clear icy blue skies and a stillness that inspires awe grabs hold of each of you, and the wind seems to stop. But the glare of the snowy white peaks is dazzling, and there is one more climb in front of you. I would say at this point, Fell has probably got disadvantage for anything that's sight related because sunlight on snowy white peaks is probably her idea of a personal hell. But looking up now that now that you've kind of broken through the cloud cover and you just have these clear skies in front, the final leg that Thermander's pointing up to is only about a 100-foot climb. Not difficult for the Dibok to kind of bamf everyone up to that spot. If that, of course, is what how you guys want to do this last little leg. Nice. Nes Nesna takes the offer. Instead of pulling his cowl, he's going to move over into the darkness that's been cast. The imp makes fine time. Smooth sailing getting up there as well. No winds, no gusts buffeting it. And as it gets to the top of that area, he can see a massive snowy plain iced by a mountain. In the distance, he can see basically a small outcrop that looks like it could be a village. There's nothing up there. It seems to be pretty desolate. There's just more snowy plains up there, but it's the end of the climb. So I'm imagining from here the Duborg will do its usual thing, quickly dimension dooring between to and fro to get everyone up that last little section, bringing everyone up. So once everyone is kind of standing up on the, Thaman notifies that it's the other way around. This was the hard way. Oh no, they've been going up the easy way. It was longer. It'll make a bit more sense once we see the map. Oh, that's still a death trap. I did not. Is it doing strange things? Ooh. All right. Oh, good. So once everyone is up, even though Nesna and Fel are both kind of cringing in the glary brightness of these snowy plains, you see the village of Winter's Claw sits open in the snow-driven plains in front of you, and you can see smoke rising up from what you can imagine are small stone chimneys in the distance. As you approach, you notice movement on the outskirts, and you see a group of dark figures move rapidly across the bright snow in your direction. As they close in, you can see more clearly that these are mounts. They're giant boars that are bearing saddles with riders dressed in hide armor, longbows in hand, and axes by their sides. Judging by their sizes, you would make out that there are probably two dwarves. And as they close in, one seems to be male and possibly female, along with a human man as well. And all three of them are heavily bearded, plaited and decorated with bone totems and feathers and woven hides that are trimmed with like beautiful furs, and they're sporting blue pigmented tattoos. As they get closer, the human kind of takes the lead and pulls his boar into a canter and circles in front of the party. His eyes are wild and his lips kind of curling back into a snarl. And of course, the first thing that kind of spits from his mouth is, "Who goes there?" The other two mounts keep moving and circling, and they're flanking the party. How do you guys want to approach this one, apart from me ending up being a bunch of NPCs? Thaman nods in recognition, and he will call out straight away. This is the way it's going to go down. Um, so he shouts out to the lead rider. So, Halvar, is that you? And he just kind of stops his mount dead and just breaks into laughter. And is like, by the beard of Talos, you came up the Fang, and then he just takes a moment to slide off the saddle and open armed kind of wrap them around Thermand, and the two of them greeting each other. Um, and Thermand is quick to kind of run introductions and say, "This is Halvar. He's an old friend of mine, and this is," and he points to the two dwarves. This is Sigurd and this is Astrid. And both of the dwarves look very much the same in stature and in beard length as well, except Astrid does not have a mustache because she's not a savage. But both of them are sporting very large great axes on their back. But both of them look very happy to see Thermand as well. Nice. Beautiful. Anything else that anyone wants to kind of add in before I continue with the narration? Halvar taking it. You do, absolutely. So they're speaking common, and even though they are kind of different races, they're very clearly from the same tribe. They are definitely akin to each other. They do have some similarities in the way that they're dressed and the way that they are interacting with each other as well. So Halvar kind of turning to Sterling, he nods, says, "All young hunters will take that climb at some point in their life, but not if they don't have to. You've achieved something great here. You must be accomplished hunters." And with that, he's going to kind of walk over and place a hand on his chest as he nods, like in a tribal greeting, like a little bit of a bow towards the rest of the party. He's like, "Come, let us return to the return to somewhere a little bit warmer for you." And kind of remounts onto his boar and starts riding aside the party and making small talk with Thurmand and trying to catch up on what's been going on. They haven't seen each other for a long time, but as they lead you to the village, you hear the boars become a lot more relaxed and grunt in near unison as they're kind of trotting side by side as they're heading home. And you probably note that it must be food time for them as well because they do sound pretty happy. So as the frozen tundra gives, oh yeah, go for it. They're probably not okay with it, but they don't even recognize what it is. It's not something that they've seen, and they seem to be pretty wrapped up in Thurman's presence as well. So they're quite happy just to kind of continue on. So maybe it kind of lingers back and kind of shuffles into a bit of snow and waits until the party gets forward a little bit and it scoots forward, shuffles into some snow again. Oh yeah, Phil, it's still definitely really bright. It's horrifically bright. It's not going to be pleasant for them. Not at all. Okay, let's get this over to another map. So again, me messing around with this other little map. This is probably less elegant, but hey, it was worth a shot. So a little bit of isometric stuff. So this is the little area known as the Winter's Claw. So, the frozen tundra starts to give way to a very simple little village. Hardy folk that wear a very worn leather skin, weathered by relentless icy winds and that blinding sun as well. You note that animal skins and wood seem to make up most of the structures in this tribal village. A lot of bone totems and hunting trophies that abound all over the place. And Halvar just kind of greeting, and a lot of people kind of stopping and recognizing Thurmand and giving him a very hearty welcome as he seems to have come back. You definitely get a sense that he's been gone for a long time, but he seems to be back now. A lot of these structures seem to be like long houses, and some of them seem to be have kind of differing amounts of revelry coming out of them, but one of the longhouses in particular is definitely making more ruckus than the rest, and you could swear you can hear music coming from it as well. I don't know, just for giggles on the map, probably this one, where you can hear the festivities coming out. Um, yeah, I was really hoping we'd have Thermand here for this one, but that's okay. Um, as Halvar starts kind of leading you into the village, what do you guys want to do kind of as your order of business to start off with? Do you want to kind of head to the main kind of encampment or the almost like the clan building that seems to be the center point, or is it time for a drink and time to go into one of these longhouses that sounds like they're having some fun in there? Halvar. Hal. What are you talking about? Um, Halvar just kind of stops dead and thinks, okay, probably something to do with the ones that are approaching from the north as well. But you'd best talk to the Scar Mother. And looks to Thurmond and says, good luck, huh? As he peels off, he kind of motions towards the main area, but as he kind of goes to walk off, he just stops. You're outsiders from here. Just so you know, there seems to be one of them in the longhouse, and he kind of nods towards the more rowdy of the longhouses. Um, I don't know if it would be a kindred soul or a friend of yours, but I don't know how she ended up here, but maybe you should go and check in with her first. Yeah. So easy done as. So as you all kind of start heading into the longhouse, you hear this kind of frenetic rhythm kind of beating through, and all of the other barbarians kind of hooting and chanting in unison along with it. You can see kind of a massive jugs kind of slamming against each other and mead being consumed by the gallon. God knows how they actually make it up there. But as you walk in, I'll let Jess explain what you see as you peek into the longhouse. Nice. Excellent. So as Thermand walks in, a lot of them kind of fling their arms open and embrace him and take him in arm and are very very happy to see him. But yeah, this figure that's within the area, she definitely looks out of place. She's definitely not a barbarian, and she's nowhere near the kind of size and stature of any of these kind of beasts that are kind of jumping along to her melody at the moment. I'll hand it over to you guys. It's enough. It's enough. Most of these are pretty goddamn drunk already, so she's able to snaffle that. It looks a little bit gross and smells like it's probably been fermented from old goat, but it's a drink in a really inhospitable spot for Felin, so I'm sure she's more than happy to chance it. takes all different courses. Maybe it'd be fun to watch. Nice. Oh, nice. Therman just kind of Therman just kind of taps you on the shoulder for a little bit and says, "I'll show you how to order a drink." And he kind of grabs the hand or the kind of mug of one of the other barbarians, yoinks it down, and headbutts the other one in the face and rips the drink out of his hand. A roll to see how he goes with that. Oh no, he fails as he goes to headbutt the other barbarian. The other barbarian's head is far harder. He just kind of smacks into it and falls backwards without a drink. But he's just trying to illustrate that it's a pretty rowdy going here. But let's do a quick roll. Go for it. Mhm. Good point. It's a good distraction. Flat roll. Beautiful. Ghostily, you just managed to pocket and swig one of the mugs of mead without too much issue. While everyone's way too busy, no one's noticing their drink going missing. They just go and start searching for another one. Nice. Excellent. It's rowdy, but you do have the ability to listen in with a bit of ease. All right, I'll hand back to Sterling and to the caller. as sh- as sh- as she jumps down, you can hear all of them kind of moan, but they all erupt into a mass chorus of appreciative hoots and claps as she kind of resigns from her performance. All of them are extremely fond of her presence there. You then note that a good couple of fistfights, all in merriment, kind of seem to peter off as the entertainment seems to have stopped. I'd say she's going to retain some free will. Is fitting right in with the locals. Oh no. Showed me Kim Kardashian first. It was terrifying. Absolutely. Ooh. which is probably about the depth that she would have so far of this area. Or oh dear. Mhm. Yeah. Oh, great. Ah. Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. Mhm. Absolutely. Well, it's definitely been long enough that you've been spending enough time standing there and surmising who and what she is. I would say that that information is now definitely shared. Hmm. Okay, class is the same. That's correct. Ooh, it's the same. Okay. All right. All good. Yeah, so there are other places that seem to be kind of. They definitely have people drinking in there, and it sounds a bit rowdy, but nothing compared to the one that you've been in. This one is by far the loudest and the most animated of what was going on. They've had a bard whipping them into a frenzy for a couple of hours, so they're definitely extra drunk, extra violent, but mostly joyful. You kind of notice that even though they do fight between each other, it seems to be almost in friendly competition more than trying to completely destroy each other, which is odd. All right. Nice. Mm, so yeah, that's a absolutely. So as the kind of revelry, it continues on in the area, and look, there's definitely plenty of barbarians around that look like they've been battle beaten and are a little bit sore and probably aren't as quite engaged in the revelry as the rest. But these are hardy folk. They look like they fight and they party hard. Um, and Thermand will kind of click, and it's great to see friends, but important business definitely lies ahead. So making his way out of the hut and becoming a bit more somber, and yeah, everyone starting to move on together more towards this large kind of clan housing that obviously looks like it's more of a chieftain's residence, or it's like a grand hall. Making your way through the snow and get crunching underfoot, you see the doors kind of open, and a single, not so much small, but a human figure uh, comes storming out. You can see a great sword kind of pommel over one shoulder. And quickly, Thurmand recognizes her and kind of warns that that's her. Um, and whispers under voice that she's a harsh leader and she's been forged in countless battles, but she's definitely pure hearted. And even though she protects these lands, they've probably made her just as cold as the land that she protects. As she's kind of stalking forward and sees him almost like a soldier away from his post. She seems to stalk, and an arm or hand starts to reach towards the pommel of her blade, and she seems quickly angered. She doesn't seem to have much patience, which is odd. And the first thing that comes out of her, everyone's been quick to kind of greet Thermand as he's come back, whereas the first words to come out of her mouth are, "Why have you left your post?" And as she's reaching back and starting to stalk forward, Thurman kind of throws his hands up, and I might actually roll to see if he can persuade. Oh dear. Um, he does a bad job of it, but he doesn't raise a weapon or anything to try and stop the oncoming blows. So she hesitates. Um, okay, excellent. Actually, I've got. I'm just going to pop this into. Oh, that's not how I wanted to do this. Can I just drag and drop this over? I can. Just into the tavern in Discord as just a quick little her token. I'm not sure if we're going to get to use it or not. Um, but she looks rough as guts. She's wearing hide. She's got a streak of white hair, and one of her eyes is kind of glazed over white or blinded in one eye. It looks like it's obviously some sort of blade blow that caught her in one of her battles. But she stops and hesitates for just a moment and looks at Thurmand, looks at the rest of the group, and eases back a touch. So, explain. Very curt, very short, and just kind of steps back and raises her chin rather defiantly. She stops and ponders the words for just a second, and then very curtly again, so the little rat bastards are going to show their face eventually. That's good. We've been dealing with their orcs and goblins, wyverns, hobgoblins, all trying to approach from the north. They've fallen on our blades so far, but they do not stop. And she looks at Thurmand again. Again, explain. And Thurmand takes a moment to kind of talk through the sequence of events from what happened back in Fandalen and how it's all kind of come together. She's going to take a moment and just mull it over. She kind of even turns her back on the group and seems to walk back towards the main house again, and then pauses, looks over her shoulder, almost like she's thinking and looking upwards, and then turns back square to the group again, says, "Fine, it's time. Follow me." And she kind of walks through the middle of the group, clipping a few shoulders along the way. She's definitely not a people person. She's got a really low charisma score as well. Oh no, she's a fucking beast. Just for fun. I'm not sure we'll be able to figure out what she is, but barbarian, she's a berserker, so she's fun. So as she kind of, oh yeah, go for it. Okay, absolutely. Let's see if I've got her stats. Oh god. Oh dear. Okay, it has been a minute. You have been able to weigh her up and try and figure out what she's about. Um, let's see if I've got her stats here. What would you like to figure out or try figure out about her? She's higher level. She's definitely higher level. Hmm. She has more. She has more. Yep. Very nice. So the air that you get from her is that she, as Thurman said, she's been forged in a lot of battles, and she's probably leading by example. One of those situations where the strong rule definitely applies. But she moves on ahead, and she starts moving towards sort of like the kind of stables that are kept kind of just over, kind of near the entry of the village, and starts mounting up on one of the boars there, and looks over to the rest of the group, and the only thing that she says is coming. Oh, nice. So quickly as she kind of takes off through the gates on Boarback, each of you, there are definitely enough boars in the area for each one of you to kind of jump onto a mount and continue on. And just for giggles, maybe a quick animal handling roll just to see how we go at trying to keep these things in tow. For those that are, yeah, that are exhausted. Oh, that didn't roll. Oh, finally it rolls. That's all right. No, you're fine. Plus, you don't have a level of. No, you're fine. Plus, you're not exhausted either. It's quite easy for you to keep tabs on what's going on. Oh Jesus, Zalia has never sat on a boar before in her life. Oh, neither is Lara. Damn it. Oh no. I'm gonna say, thankfully, as the boars kind of don't really heed the call of most of the riders, um, Sterling's able to kind of root around and kind of round everyone up and keep them moving towards the same direction as the Scar Mother, and you can swear that you can hear her scowl up ahead as she continues to ride off, not pausing, not waiting. She just keeps powering on. You hear Nesnar chuckle. Nice. So look, as the group kind of follows on, she's definitely got a fair lead on the rest of the group, but she starts circling off through the plains and starts heading to the west of the village, near the end of a plateau and kind of the beginning of a stark cliff face where she stops for just a minute and unmounts the boar and seems to be standing in a spot for everyone to arrive. Oh yeah. So you note she kind of has a stern look at Thurmand for a long while. She pauses there for quite a while, and then almost kind of hesitant to speak, says, "This is bigger than I thought." And she falls silent again, says, "It is time." And she kind of reaches down the kind of front of her hide armor and pulls out a small pendant, closes her eyes for just a second, and seems to be almost casting something, which seems a little odd for a barbarian. But where she's standing, you note a small doorway starts to kind of appear, or like an illusion. It definitely seems to be arcane by nature, and it unlocks and seems to kind of disappear like mist. Obviously unlocked by the gem that was worn by the Scar Mother. She turns to the rest of the group and says, "Very few know of this. Speak a word, and I will gut you where you stand." And with that, she steps back, and the door kind of shimmers, and that harsh rock floor in front seems to seamlessly vanish. Um, for those that are arcane, probably more so for Nesna, it seems like a combination of both transmutation and illusion at the same time. So stepping back, she notes to Thurmand, says, "This is your fate. All Father guide you." And she walks away, turns, mounts back onto the boar, and starts heading back into the village. So in that little doorway, you can see what looks like very ancient stone, a stairway that's leading down, spiraling downwards, and you feel a slight wind blowing upwards, slightly warmer than the frigid air that's out on the plain. See if Thermon can make any head nor tail out of it. Hang on. Uh, roll. He shrugs and doesn't know what the hell is going on. But he steps forward. He can trust that she's done the right thing in the past, but he has no idea what she's got in store for him. Nice. So Therman taking the lead, he starts stepping down and hearing sort of like the footsteps are slightly muffled going down into this spiraling passageway. They seem to go down for quite some time. I'm just changing a little bit of music, which I'll post up in Discord under ambient music. Don't let the name fool you. It's not that bad. No, most of the other one. The Crystal something. Crystal Dungeon. Ooh. So as the group starts to clop down that spiraling passageway, as the stairs come to an end, there is a huge chamber that opens up before you. And this place is like nothing you've ever seen before. There's snow falling inside this cavern, and the roof doesn't seem to be tangible, but more so a nebula of constellations, like stars drifting above. You can see glassy iced stones that look more like flawless crystal and other smaller, warm, glowing crystals that give off heat, almost like a trapped fire, not so much elemental, but just like the element of fire trapped and swirling inside of them, almost like an arcane foot heater. Very nice. Actually, I think it's probably time to start shifting over to the next map. Give me just a second. Absolutely. Give me a nature roll and see if you can figure out what this is. Yes. Oh, that's square. So 14, as you're looking around with your knowledge of the Underdark, this doesn't fit. You definitely have a sense of a great deal of arcana at play here. Um, but it is odd. It seems like a multitude of different elements that have been brought together. I'm going to flick us over to this map, which will hopefully show up in just a few secs. Oh, yeah. So, looking ahead, you can see there are two large. Actually, I can start pointing. You can see two large statues, and it's very easy to identify what they are. They're definitely reliefs of dragons. You can see a flight of stairs that are leading upwards to it's like a landing or a platform, and another two stone dragons that are up there. Over to the right, you can see a little jetty, of all things, that seems to house a small boat that sits perfectly still on water. All around, you can see ethereal trees sprouting very gracefully out of that glassy water as well, all around. Before you can see that ascending staircase that is again flanked by the two statues of dragons again. Cresting over the stairs, you can see a central tree. It seems almost fey in nature. Bolts of energy discharging and lighting the space with brilliant blue flashes, like living lightning jumping from bough to bough. Its foliage seems to drift and shift, very similar to the nebula of stars above it. I don't know, give you a second to see what you want to do here. It's pretty. Ooh. Nice. Okay, so as you begin walking, I'd imagine up the staircase, you hear a voice greeting and echoing in the area. Um, a lilting, feminine voice. It's a, I've been waiting for you. Step forward. Let me look at you. The Taman can go in front. Okay, he's going up as well. Oh, damn. Okay, up he comes. So as you're kind of walking upwards, you can. Oh, hang on. Yep, I got to bring her in as well. Hang on. Let's drop her in here and give you control of her. Nope, not that one. That one. Save. I can. There's nothing in there just yet, but I can go. Dahlia. Ah, yeah, there is visible to everyone. Hang on. Let's. Hey. Details show to everyone. Where have you gone? Well, we want that to be visible to everyone. And why isn't it showing her name? Ah, excellent. There we go. I don't think they're in yet. That's all right. All right. So as you all step forward, you can see standing at the base of that tree that seems to be arcing with some sort of eldritch energy. There is also a small, what could be better known as a throne that this figure is standing before, standing a good 6 feet tall, a human woman standing in a golden gown. Her stature very proud, and she holds her head very, very high, very elegant, very graceful, and her eyes are golden, just like her gown as well. She's regarding everyone as they come up the stairs, literally like she's drinking you in. And her gaze seems piercing, almost unsettling, as she seems to see everything and seems to look right through you at the same time. Ooh, I'm gonna say instead of the role, you wouldn't. Her visage is not well known. She's not something that you would very easily be able to identify by looking at her and going, "Oh, that's." Um, but as she's looking through and looking at everyone, she seems to be taking stock, and then says, "Wait, one is missing. No, two are missing." And then her eyes fix on Sterling, and she seems to pause and say, "Ah, I see. That is a powerful artifact. Oh well, curiosity in cats, you know what they say." Wise decision. Any what, sorry? She would not. Of course, where are my manners? I am Neponth, the seer. I've been waiting for your arrival, and I've been watching your progress as you've been making your way here. Hopefully, you'll be able to see her name shortly as well. I have been watching for a long time. Ah, that one. She turns and stares very intently at Lara and seems to scowl for a second there. So, I see where you went and what happened, but when you stepped beyond, I didn't see what happened then. That's curious, but I do enjoy a little puzzle every once in a while. That's that's correct. It's time. She served very, very well, and she spent a great deal of time devoting herself to, well, their entire clan devoting themselves to keeping us protected, which is nice. But now it's time for Thermand to become guardian of these halls. As she turns to regard him, so your chieftain has done well, but now you are her successor. I suspect that's why she's been so cold towards you. Look, I have seen you journey very, very far, and I know why you are here. A dragon, red in nature. Its name's Scarathrax. Something is amiss. It's a dragon so ancient it would scarce leave its lair, yet a denizen of the Underdark who's amassed a hoard of wonders would see him eternally gloat over his abode is now running rampant and laying siege to your beloved Neverwinter as she turns to Sterling. So this makes no sense, and we will right this one way or another. With that, she'll sit back on her throne for just a second. But I ask you, how would you like to proceed? I know you're missing some of your company, whether for the better or worse. How would you like to proceed with this? That's a good question. Let me. I believe the dragon is going to be nothing short of brute force, but I could probably help with that. I think if you wish to bring your colleague back, one I can see, one I cannot. Well, to be more specific, I think one is accessible to me and one is not. But just a moment. You see her kind of rise from the throne in front of her, and she begins walking back towards the kind of arcane tree, and spends a moment to kind of just stand under its boughs, and reaches her hand out and places it on the trunk. She summons a spell. She begins to do something with her hands, some sort of somatic gestures, and she seems to be chanting something as she's doing so as well. Um, Damn it, my page just closed on me. That's always fun. This one. Oh, okay. No. Okay, so she's just verbalizing. She begins chanting something, and as the chant comes to a crescendo and stops, you see her just kind of turn and speak aloud. Show me where Kalen is. And you see everything just kind of go silent for a second. She goes, different? Demiplane. Not something that I'm familiar with, but. Huh. I think I can help you get your friend. Oh no, extra dimensional. One of the demiplanes. Okay. Perhaps a pocket dimension. Strange, but if you're ready, I can give you easy means to go to where she is. And rightly so. I can give you a means of transport, but such a thing is a little taxing for me. But I would say if you don't tarry, I can give you a doorway that will go both ways. But time will be of the essence. Not yet. But if you're thinking getting spell slots back from ascending um, the climbs, then yeah, probably a short rest would not do you. Probably do you quite good. Not at all. Please take your time. There is, in fact, let me help you. You note that she spends a short bit of time casting Greater Restoration on the group to alleviate anyone who's suffering from any exhaustion, but also allows the group just to take an hour to sit back and regain some of their composure and some of their spell slots as well. Absolutely, you do. Yes. You'll note that as Lara rests as well, um, even though you're conscious, your mind is set pretty much at ease in this place as well. I I know. She looks at Lara and looks at Sterling. Says, "I know what that is. It's a little trinket. I'm not entirely sure how or why it's there. I can't piece together her fate. But that is an Ertz's eye. I would hazard a guess that it could probably be removed somewhat easily and without too much consequence, but I sense that her mind is fragile after whatever she saw on the other side. More so to leave her for now. She's seen. You're gonna try turn you up. Oh, oh yeah. Beautiful song of rest. Excellent. So as the group takes a moment to rest, Niponth kind of just reclined in her throne and seems to be on occasion just kind of closing her eyes and seems to be what you would imagine for a seer, potentially scrying or looking, viewing, or trying to take things into view. But she spends the time relatively respective of everyone wanting to rest and doesn't kind of make too much conversation. Which one? Oh, the caller. That's Isaac. No, no, it's still the same. Ah, okay. Let me pop that. Yeah, I'm just gonna buzz through. Me too. It's they've just got that little three button now that has the C above it. Do do save that. There we go. That should be better. Oh, very good. Oh yeah, nicely done. So waiting for the group to kind of regain themselves, Niponth kind of stands up and brushes her gown down and looks to everyone. Well, if you're ready, I can open up a gateway for you. From what I can tell, it seems relatively harmless, but demi-planes like this, it seems like a pocket more than anything, and these things can be unpredictable. Hence why I would recommend that you do not tarry. These gateways can be very temperamental. Just bring her back. And with that, she's going to start her incantation and start some somatic gestures. And very similar to Dimension Door, you see her just kind of reach out, and the fabric of reality just kind of shifts and breaks and opens a door, but it remains. It's not like the debulk that just kind of bamps from one spot to the other. This is an open gateway that seems to be remaining open for the time being. What was that, sorry? Who knows? Well, Niponth hasn't given us a time, but she said quick. Nice. Fantastic. I'm going to say Therman's going to hang back. Therman's going to spend some time with Niponth and try and learn some stuff about what the hell he's supposed to be doing now that he's taking over taking over an unknown role from his chieftain. But give me just a sec, and I will shoot us over to the next map. And I'm going to use the Diablo 2 Tristram stuff because I love Diablo 2's excellent soundtrack. Oh no. Oh, hang on. I've got her. I've got her. Just lost her. Come on, I'm at least 2 feet big. Yeah, I'll just get rid of those ones. I love him. How small? There is. Oh, very nice. She's got nice. Very nice. Oh yeah, that happened. That happened. They have intensified, that's for sure. Okay, so as you guys kind of step through, maybe I'll just draw a little thing here. Is it Alt? Am I pressing Alt? No, I'm not. What was it again? Draw shape, damn you. And it's Alt. I'm going to say our gateway is just here, just behind this statue that's popped up. So this little pocket dimension that you've kind of stepped into, it looks green. It looks not lush, but it seems like you're kind of standing in front of what would be a castle. Um, Tall doors in front, a stairway that's leading up as well to the doors, but you can see other kind of outcrops of battlement. Some of them overgrown with a little bit of foliage. This thing looks like it's been around for a while, but potentially unattended as well. How would you like to proceed with this thing? Nice. So yeah, so as he shoots up and starts having a look at from the top down, I won't reveal map because we'll see everything that's inside, but it seems tight. There doesn't seem to be any openings or breaches or anything along those lines. As it's flying over, it does note that there seems to be a bit of ruin to the south, or what feels like south, and there looks like there's a chasm to the north and a graveyard to the east as it kind of loops back. Mm, excellent. Not so much trees. There's a little bit of foliage, but nothing too much. Um, there was maybe the report of a bit of foliage up to the north from the imp. Um, oh, and something that looks like a broken down stable that's off to the south as well. Yeah, sure. So yeah, so there's like a oh, nice crafting a stick. Go for it. Okay, absolutely. Give me perception, or because you're poking, you could use investigation if you want. A damn. Okay. Mm. Okay, so as you're looking around, you yeah, go for it. Okay, nice. So as Sterling's going forward with his perception check, the only thing that you pick up is that the two large doors in front of you do seem to have some sort of arcane writing on them, almost like runes that seem to be emblazoned into the doors. They are visible to all, yes. Let's go ahead and make a roll to see if you can determine what they are. Maybe perception again. And oddly enough, but even though you feel like you're in sunlight here, Nesna and Fel are not rolling at disadvantage. It's not true sunlight. Oh, 23 is nice. So looking at the door, you can tell that the runes are written in Elven, specifically in High Elven. She's probably not too keen as to that particular tongue, but but with that roll, you're able to translate exactly what it says as well. So what you can see is that it basically comes through as follows. It says, "Of the realms, the elements we seek, an offer of each. To pass you must," and then you can see the final rune has been scratched out. Let me pop. Uh, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion. Mm, that would probably work better. Nesnar does not have fire. He has Ray of Frost. Absolutely. So Nesnar kind of lines it up and still stays way back with the bravery of Drow and all, and unleashes the Ray of Frost onto it, and you do see some of the runes kind of light up with this blue energy, and it seems to kind of unlock and shift some of the aspects of the runes. Seems like it did something. Sorry? No, no click. It was kind of like grinding and movement. There is a bit of a click, but from what you can imagine with the, or you could try open it. Nice. So the caller uses prestidigitation to produce a flame and touches it to the door, and again it seems to light up with this time red arcane energy and moves and clicks and moves into place. Um, Again, it seems like something's happened. Beautiful. So as it does so, you see more runes that are in this opaque white shift and change, and more of the mechanisms are moving and changing and clicking. You get the sense that whatever binds this seems to be close to opening. Beautiful. And you see it light up with this green arcane energy, and it kind of again shifts, clunks, and then falls silent, and the doors part ever so slightly. Nicely done. It does. Let me reveal some stuff. Who would have thought the front door was going to be an option here? So as the doors swing open, you see what looks like a grand hall. It looks like it probably was quite regal back in the day, but there are use my pointing tool. There are some chandeliers that are being held up by some arches here, so you can kind of pass underneath. So both of those are chandeliers that are kind of suspended. You can see looks almost incomplete, but like a little series of stairs that go up to what could potentially be a spot for people to make announcements or greet guests. You also note that there's a couple of large statues that seem to be like standing humanoid type in shape, and one that's just completely shattered and broken as well. There are some other little rooms that kind of break off to the side as Sterling starts heading through. Just kind of give more of an essence of what we're looking at. This continues back a little bit more. And down here, that's a closed door, and that's a closed door there. But you're beginning. Absolutely. So absolutely. So can Sterling, Fell, and Zalia give me either perception or investigation? Oh damn. Nice. No, you're fine for this area. Um, okay. Okay, excellent. So as you're looking at these large statues, you note as you're looking at them, they start to move. There's an essence of crack, change, and it's like there's been an illusion weaved on top of these. I'm going to get everyone to roll initiative for me. Excellent. Best thing to crit on. Okay, let me get my stuff in order here. Okay, that should do it. Stonementals. Ooh. Okay, are they coming through? Yes, they're coming through. Okay, one more. Okay, and that one. 16. Okay, that's. Whoops, other way around. Descending. Okay, so as these things become to spring to, well, not so much life, but begin to animate and shift and change and move and begin to take form, you can see that they are made out of this glassy substance, and a rune seems to be etched onto the chest of each of them. They're large. These things are, but they seem to be lumbering as well. But at the top of the round brings us to the caller. What would you like to do? She was surprised by that. Everyone was having a look at basically trying to um, identify or investigate each of these statues to see what's going on. Yep. Nice. Right there. Okay. Excellent. I had a feeling that that was going to happen, so I had this ready. Nice. And Balgora, he acts on your initiative, I believe. So do you want to drive him and do some crazy demon ape stuff? Excellent. Ooh, nicely rolled. Okay, let me just double check what I'm doing here. Do, do, do. So it was a 20 for the first hit, was that right? The 20 hits. The 20 hits. Yes. Go ahead and roll damage for it. Okay, two hits. Excellent. Damage for those ones? Excellent. Done. Um, it's nice. So you notice as the Balgura smashes into it, there are small chunks of its anatomy that seem to shatter off. Less than stone, it seems more clear, almost like a crystalline formation more than anything else. Anything else that you want to do with your turn? Okay. Brings us to Fel. She's next up. Actually, I didn't roll for Nesna. I'll pop him in the end. Yep, if you've got your movement, then that's 30. And yes, disengaging will. He will attempt. Oh, let me roll the second one with disadvantage then. That's fucking good because that was a crit. It's a 13. That was nice. That was really nice. Okay, anything else that you've got for your move? Okay, excellent. Brings us to the first of these things, which is oddly enough the one that is next to Zalia. Um, what's the reach on these guys? It is 5 foot. And it gets to make two. It's going to take one slam towards Zalia and one towards the Balgura as well. So it is going to slam towards Zalia first. Ooh, for 29 for a grand total of 19 points of bludgeoning damage. 29? Come on, roll higher. So it smashes in, and the second one, heading towards the Balgura, not so good. Only a 13. And a Balgura, I believe, has an AC of 15. So it just kind of smashes into the giant demon monkey, but doesn't really do too much in regards to damage. Does nothing in regards to damage. It's made of firmer stuff. Brings us back to Zalia. Yeah. Oh. The one to the south has. That one's still got a reaction. But yes, so it's casting Shatter. Why isn't it letting me click that? Huh. It won't let me do what I want it to. That's interesting. Oh well, I'll just do it twice. Or if it's going to be a jerk. Yeah, sorry, I have gone a little bit crazy. I'm trying to make it do something. Oh, is there music? Oh god. Oops. Okay, so that's a 13, and that's a. I'm just going to roll this manually to make it a lot quicker. Okay. Oh, damn, that's a 21. So it's going to be a 21 to save. Dang. Okay, so it takes half that thunder damage, but it all adds up. Nice. Oh dear. Okay. All right. That brings us to Lara. What would you like to do? Yep. Nice. Excellent. It has, out of the three, it is the one that's taken some damage. It's been pounded into by the Balgura and taken the offcuts of Shatter, which has sent chunks of it flying all over the place. 11 does not hit, but 24 definitely hits. Mm. Okay, go sneak. Very good. Very good. Okay, so that smashes into the bolt, kind of cracking into some of it, starting to kind of create like a hairline fracture kind of through its rather rigid body. Excellent. 18 hits. 16. Oops, I moved him. 16. Nice. This is all adding up. You're starting to see more of those hairline cracks. It's almost like when you chip into ice and you start seeing those little kind of hairline cracks breaking through it. Excellent. Okay, that brings us over to our second little fella here, little. From here, it's going to take its two slam attacks towards Sterling, who's right in front of it. So a 13. Oh, hang on. A disadvantage. So the first one is a 13 that misses because you've got your displacer cloak. Um, then just let me roll twice more for this because that is also a disadvantage. Ooh, that could have been nasty. But still, fucking hell, that 26 to hit with a 22 bludgeoning, that rolled high on damage. That's brutal. All right, so it misses the first slam attack, but the second one comes down and brutally connects with Sterling, kind of bouncing him off the pillar that's behind him. That was nasty. But Sterling's up. Wow. Oh yeah, that hits. Hmm. Very nice. Mm, 3. Nice. Mhm. That hits. Nicely done. It's starting to take damage. Each of these bolts is smashing chunks of it off. It doesn't have blood, but you would say that it's looking damaged. That hits. Mm. Okay, let's see how he goes. Oh, he fails. He's tripped. He's down. Okay. Where's a down thing? Mm. So yep, he drops, and that was an extra what? Sorry, 4. Okay, good. All right, excellent. Okay, that will bring us over to Neznar, who's going to see 25. Okay, he's going to come in next to Fell in, and from there, oh, I think he's got a bit of a line on it. The one that's been taking the damage. What's he going to do? Cantrip or spell? That is the question. Second. Okay, he's going to go with Ray of Frost. Play it safe. Oh, that's going to hit. And does 7 points of cold damage. Oddly enough, it does look like it takes damage from the cold, which is surprising given their appearance. Nesnar's just going to sit pretty. Okay, that brings us back to the caller. That was all his movement to get there anyway. Okay. Yeah. The line of offense. Hit. 15 will miss. No. Oh, yeah, that'll hit. That'll hit. All right. Oh, nice. Excellent. So as it gets blasted from that line, it kind of pushes up hard against the Balgura, um, pushed hard against the wall and kind of stumbling back and slightly pinned. Doesn't quite go the full 10, but it's definitely out of range of sterling now. All right. Brings us to Phil. What would you like to do? Yep, that hits. Okay. Oh yeah, she's on fire. You see, as that second one hammers in, you see chunks of it starting to fall and hit the ground and shatter as the bits come off. This thing's looking really bad. Really bad. Anything else that you would like to do movement wise? All right. Very good. Okay. Brings us back to the one that seems to be on its last legs. Um, let's give. Yes, it's going to spend half of its movement to kind of stand back up, and go for two slams back into that Balgura again. Oh yeah, actually, he should be going on the caller's initiative. He should have his shot now. Actually, belay that slam. It should be the Balgura now. Hey, excellent. The crit will definitely do the work. So crits, you just basically roll double the damage dice. Yeah. Hmm. But that's but that's going to be more than enough. How do you want to decimate the first of these things? Oh, Demon Monkey, you're so much fun. All right. So as its head shatters with the uppercut, and the rest of the body seems to fall apart and shatter on the floor, um, Zalia, you're up. Ooh. Yes. Okay. 16 does not hit. No, it does not. Okay. No such luck. He's trying, but just does not seem to be able to penetrate into this large behemoth. Okay, excellent. Lara, that brings us over to you. Oh, okay. Sneak attack is fun. Mm. Mm. 25 crit hits. Three. Mm-hmm. Yep. 26. Nice. It's the first bit of damage that is taken, and that is quite a nice amount as well. 14 does not. 14 misses. Okay. So roll your d8 and add that to your 14. Oh, yeah. That'll hit. Absolutely. Oh, 19. Sneak attack hits once. Yeah. I do love sneak attack. Awesome. Anything else you want to throw in there? Okay. Okay. Brings us back to these guys, or the first one up here to the north. It is going to. Hmm. It is going to cast slow on the Balgora. It's a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw, and I think they've got a +2 to their Wiz. If you want to roll Caller, if you can see what he gets. If you just want to roll a d20, they've got a +2 to their Wisdom saving throw. It's a slow, which has been cast on Balgura. No, he does not make it. Yeah, he has not made it. Do I have a little? The one that's up to the north, up here. Cool. So that ends his turn. He's gonna sit there. Actually, he'll move ever so slightly. 5, 10. Just to there. He's trying to step on the plant. Actually, we'll just pop him there. So he's next to. Actually, no, sorry. He's going to stay in there because he doesn't want to provoke opportunity of attack. That's him. Brings us to Sterling. Go precision. Ah, damn. Yep. Yep. D8. It's not +5. 18 does it. 18 gets in. He's going to have to check to see if he can keep slow going as well. He's got a good con. That's a 19. Oh yeah, that'll hit. Nice. It's a high con. It's fun to roll. Oh no! He fails. Balgura is no longer slowed. Okay. Yep. Gotcha. Alright. Nesna from here. Let's see. Okay, maybe he's just gonna sit back just a touch, get this thing rolling, and he's gonna launch a lightning bolt at the one off to the south. So it's a Dex 15 save. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. So he kind of puts his hands together, kind of conjures the lightning bolt and lets it arc towards the foe off to the south. Manages to make its fucking dexterity save, but it still takes some damage. But it could have been better. Um, and I think he's just going to scoot outside the door a little bit as well. Brings us back to the caller. Excellent. Oh. Okay. Nice. Both of those hit. Ten. Nice. Yes, correct. 18. Nice. Oh, nice. At that point, it's just backing straight up into the Balgura. It hasn't got anywhere further that it can really go. Oh, the southern one. Okay, my bad. Okay. Excellent. Okay, amended. Dun, 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 dun. 10. Smacks into there. Excellent. Hey, excellent. Very good. All of them hit. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Excellent. So as the Balguras as the Balguras just rends into this thing, you can see bits of its anatomy just shattering off. One of the arms almost coming off completely. It's absolutely decimating. Balguras are fun. All right. Brings us back to. Oh, unless there's movement for the Balgora. Brings us over to Fell. What has Felin got for us? Yeah, so I believe you've got two attacks that you can do with it. So you can literally like shoot one direction, one the other. Yep. Not enough. It glances off. This one seems to be a little bit more intact and a little bit stronger. 11 not being able to hit the mark. But that will hit. That will definitely hit. Ooh. Okay, good stuff. Okay, it hits a 16. Ah, damn. Okay. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Ooh, brings us over to. Oh no, not that one. That one's dead. Cool. Or is it? Okay. No, all good. For some reason, my second one's dropped out of the initiative order, but just for brevity, I'm just gonna make it share the 12th position. Um, Zalia, what have you got? Alrighty. Excellent. Okay. Okay. All good. Anything else you want to poke in there? Okay, no worries. Look, I'm just cognizant of time that we've hit 10:30 and I've got a cute little girl sitting on my lap who's woken up from her bed. So I might call it there for our session tonight. Before we all start falling asleep. But that was epic. That was epic. Making quick work of this, which is very nice. But thank you all. But I will have to go and do some dadding stuff. But I shall definitely set our reminder for the same time within a fortnight, and we can jump in and finish this one off. No, anytime. I liked you motored through that first door. That was fantastic. But I think things are going to get interesting. Next session is going to be something. I'm looking forward to that one. We just do it sooner. We'll double down. Yeah, we'll figure something out. See what we want to do through the week. But I love my Ring of Bones. But this is fun. I am enjoying this one. She is fun. She is fun. All right, peeps. I shall talk to you all through the week. I'm gonna shoot. I gotta go take care of my little girl. Bye, all.